The Las Vegas Raiders are in desperate need of a transformation, and Todd Monken might be the answer. With his success in college football and experience in the NFL, Monken has the tools to bring a fresh start to the franchise. The Raiders' 2024 season was a disappointment, marked by inconsistency and missed opportunities. The team's offense, despite having stars like Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs, struggled to find rhythm. Hiring Monken could be the first step in turning things around. Fans are eager for a new leader who can energize the team and make them competitive again. Monken's arrival would signify a commitment to innovation and a departure from the old ways. For those unfamiliar, Todd Monken is a football mastermind with a proven track record. Most recently, he served as the offensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs, where he led one of the most dominant offenses in college football. Before Georgia, Monken spent time in the NFL, including stints with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Cleveland Browns. His offensive schemes are known for being adaptable and explosive, a perfect fit for the modern NFL. Monken's coaching philosophy is built on maximizing player strengths and exploiting defensive weaknesses. This approach has made him a sought-after candidate for coaching roles at every level. Monken's success at Georgia cannot be overstated. Under his leadership, the Bulldogs won back-to-back national championships, thanks in large part to an offense that was both creative and efficient. Quarterback Stetson Bennett, who many had written off early in his career, flourished under Monken. He turned into a Heisman Trophy finalist and led the team to unprecedented success. If Monken can bring that same magic to the Raiders, the possibilities are endless. His ability to develop talent and craft innovative game plans could be exactly what the franchise needs. Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs are two of the most talented players in the NFL, but they haven't been utilized to their full potential. Monken's arrival could change that. Adams, a top-tier receiver, thrives in systems that prioritize creativity and precision. Monken's offensive schemes are tailor-made for a player of his caliber, allowing him to shine in ways fans haven't seen yet. Josh Jacobs, on the other hand, could benefit from Monken's balanced approach to the running game. Monken knows how to integrate a strong ground attack with an aerial assault, making Jacobs an even bigger threat. What sets Todd Monken apart from other coaching candidates is his adaptability. He's not married to one system or philosophy. Instead, he adjusts his approach based on the talent at his disposal. This is a stark contrast to previous Raiders coaches, who often tried to force players into rigid systems. Monken's flexibility would allow the team to maximize its strengths and minimize its weaknesses. In a league where innovation often determines success, Monken's willingness to evolve could give the Raiders a much-needed edge. If there's one thing Todd Monken excels at, it's developing quarterbacks. The Raiders' struggles to find stability at this position could finally end under his guidance. Stetson Bennett, as mentioned earlier, is a prime example. Before Monken, few believed in his potential, but with Monken's mentorship, Bennett became the centerpiece of one of the most dominant offenses in college football. What sets Todd Monken apart from other coaching candidates is his adaptability. He's not married to one system or philosophy. Instead, he adjusts his approach based on the talent at his disposal. This is a stark contrast to previous Raiders coaches, who often tried to force players into rigid systems. Monken's flexibility would allow the team to maximize its strengths and minimize its weaknesses. In a league where innovation often determines success, Monken's willingness to evolve could give the Raiders a much-needed edge. If there's one thing Todd Monken excels at, it's developing quarterbacks. The Raiders' struggles to find stability at this position could finally end under his guidance. Stetson Bennett, as mentioned earlier, is a prime example. Before Monken, few believed in his potential. But with Monken's mentorship, Bennett became the centerpiece of... Now imagine what Monken could do with Aidan O'Connell, or even a new draft pick. His track record suggests he could transform a promising talent into a franchise quarterback. Monken is known for an offensive style that blends creativity and aggression. He loves a dynamic aerial attack but also understands the importance of a strong running game. This balance is crucial for the Raiders, especially with Josh Jacobs on the roster. Moreover, Monken is adept at tailoring game plans to exploit opponents' weaknesses. He's not the type of coach to stubbornly stick to one strategy, which is something the Raiders have lacked in recent years. With Monken at the helm, fans can expect an offense that's both unpredictable and deadly. He knows how to keep defenses on their heels, a skill that could propel the Raiders back into playoff contention. Todd Monken isn't the only name on the Raiders' shortlist. Other candidates like Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, and Brian Callahan are also in the mix. However, Monken's versatility and experience in crafting explosive offenses set him apart. Eric Bieniemy, for example, has a strong resume with the Chiefs, but questions remain about his ability to succeed without Andy Reid. Ben Johnson is a rising star, but his lack of experience is a concern. Monken, on the other hand, offers a complete package of innovation and proven results. If the Raiders want a coach ready to lead immediately and deliver results, Monken seems to be a step ahead of the competition. Picture this. Todd Monken arrives in Las Vegas and immediately sets to work reshaping the offense. Significant changes to the playbook would likely follow, maximizing the talents of Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Josh Jacobs. Monken would also bring a new approach to the team's preparation, focusing on attention to detail. This could drastically reduce the penalties and communication errors that plagued the Raiders in 2024. While the first year under Monken might not result in a championship, it would lay a solid foundation for a winning culture. Fans would finally have reason to believe the team is on the right track. Though Todd Monken is primarily an offensive mind, he understands the importance of a strong defense. He'd likely bring in an experienced defensive coordinator to complement his offensive vision. With Max Crosby anchoring the defensive line, the Raiders already have a solid foundation. Monken would need to tweak the schemes and address key positions through the draft and free agency. Fans have longed for a team that's dangerous on both sides of the ball. Under Monken's leadership, that dream could finally become a reality. Of course, no coach enters the NFL without facing challenges. For Monken, the biggest hurdle would be managing the high expectations of Raiders fans and ownership. The pressure for immediate results is real. Additionally, he'd have to work with a roster still in transition. Finding a reliable quarterback and strengthening the offensive line would be top priorities, but these tasks take time and patience. That said, Monken's career is full of examples of overcoming adversity. If anyone can handle the challenges of coaching the Raiders, it's him. One of the most critical factors for Monken's success would be earning the support of Raider Nation. Known as one of the most passionate fan bases in the league, they're also among the most demanding. A Monken would need to win them over with convincing victories and an exciting style of play. His knack for creating high-powered offenses could make a big impression on the fan base. If Raider Nation buys into Monken's vision, the sky's the limit. The synergy between coach, players, and fans could create an unstoppable force, finally bringing the Raiders back to prominence. Hey Raider Nation, how are you all doing? It's your #1 fan here, and today we're diving headfirst into the latest news that's stirring up the Las Vegas Raiders. You won't want to miss what's coming up. We're talking about a new general manager, the future quarterback of our team, and even Mark Davis's silence. So grab your drink, adjust your cap, and come along with me on this journey. Let's kick things off with an intriguing point. Mark Davis has been strangely quiet. Usually he's the first person to step into the offseason discussions, but this year, what's going on? It's like Davis is watching everything from a distance, while Tom Brady seems to be taking the reins. Is he waiting for the right moment to shine, or just enjoying the show from the sidelines? Speaking of missed opportunities, how many of you were excited about the possibility of Ben Johnson leading the team? Well, he decided to sign with the Bears. Now, this doesn't mean we should panic because there are always new candidates on the horizon. Who do you think could become the new head coach of the Raiders? Drop your suggestions in the comments. But let's bring in some good news. The new general manager, John Spytek, has been confirmed. He comes from the Buccaneers, where he climbed the ranks and has an impressive track record. Since 2016, he's worked hard as the director of player personnel, rising to assistant GM. What does this mean for us Raiders? It's time to revitalize our team. Now that Spytek is on board, all eyes are turning toward the draft. And who's on the radar? The exceptional quarterback Shedeur Sanders. With the possibility of a major trade to secure the first pick, the push to draft him could heat up. Are you excited about the idea of Sanders as our future QB? Recently, CBS Sports talked about this bold strategy of making moves in the draft. Chris Trapasso mentioned that Tom Brady's connection to Sanders could be a determining factor. So, if Brady believes Sanders can take our team to the next level, do you think the front office will have the guts to make that move? Let's face it, Raiders fans, Aiden O'Connell as our starting quarterback cannot be the long-term plan. It's time for us to take a bold step. And if Brady really pushes for Sanders, will we be ready for it? We're just one step away from transformation. But what if all of this is just a dream? Who here fears seeing the Raiders stumble again? What do you think could derail this search for a new quarterback? Let's discuss. And just to spice things up, we know Spytek also has a significant scouting background. This means we should expect an intelligent approach in the draft with possible trades and movements to secure talent, not just at QB, but at all positions that our Raiders need to strengthen. Social media is on fire. What does Raider Nation think about all of this? Have you seen the fans' reactions? Is everyone optimistic or skeptical? Share your thoughts and let's create a healthy debate. The stakes are high and the horizon is filled with opportunities. If we don't take bold steps now, when will we? It's time to turn talk into action. And Raider Nation, we need you to join this journey. Spytech knows he has a great responsibility on his shoulders. He needs not only a talented roster, but also to shape a philosophy that will withstand challenges. What would you like to see as the new identity of the Raiders under his leadership? And of course, we can't forget about Brady. His influence is already changing the organization's dynamics. It's the Brady show now. What do you think about this? Can Tom really bring the wins we all desire? The media and fans alike are keeping their eyes peeled for every move, tweet, and rumor. What do you think we should pay attention to during this off-season frenzy? Comment below. Expectations are high and the future is packed with opportunities. If we don't act boldly now, when will we? It's time to transform conversation into action, and Raider Nation, we need you to participate in this journey. Now that you're up to date on the latest news and expectations for the Las Vegas Raiders, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts on all this, and share with your friends. Together, we'll show the strength of Raider Nation. Onward, Raider Nation, and see you next time. We're just getting started on this exciting journey toward our next title. Stay tuned, as we'll always bring you the hot and pulsating news from our beloved Raiders. Until next time. What's up, Raider Nation? This is your name, bringing you another hot update straight from the world of the Las Vegas Raiders. Today, we're diving into the future of our team with none other than Max Crosby, the heart and soul of the Raiders, and his discussions with the legendary Tom Brady. Could this be the turning point we've all been waiting for? Stick around until the end to find out why things are about to get exciting for our silver and black. Right now, as you're watching this video, the Raiders are in the middle of a huge offseason. With so much uncertainty about who will lead this team next, every decision matters more than ever. Crosby's role in this process could be the key to the franchise's future success, and that's something you don't want to miss out on. One thing's for sure. Crosby's commitment to this franchise and its future is unwavering. And when you add Tom Brady into the mix, it looks like the team's plans for success are starting to come together. But will it be enough to turn things around? That's what we're here to discuss today. So buckle up, because this journey is going to be one for the history books. Stay tuned for an inside look at Crosby's thoughts, his conversations with Brady, and what it all means for the Raiders' future. Did you know that Max Crosby is more determined than ever to take the Raiders to the next level? And with Tom Brady by his side, big changes could be coming sooner than we think. Keep watching to uncover all the juicy details about this power duo. When it comes to the future of the Las Vegas Raiders, nothing is more important than ensuring the players are on the same page with the decisions being made. And with Crosby and Brady both pushing for greatness, we might just be on the verge of a massive shift in the Raiders organization. Crosby has been vocal about his frustrations with the team's performance in recent years. He's made it clear that he wants to stay with the Raiders, but only if they're committed to building a championship-worthy team. This offseason is pivotal in showing whether or not the franchise can step up to the plate. And then there's Tom Brady, who is deeply involved in the decision-making process. With his unmatched experience and leadership, could he be the catalyst the Raiders need to finally achieve sustained success? Only time will tell, but let's break it down. The Raiders are in a critical phase right now. After parting ways with Antonio Pierce, the franchise is on the hunt for a new head coach and general manager. These decisions will shape the team for years to come. And you know Tom Brady will have a significant say in what happens next. But it's not just about hiring a new head coach. The Raiders need someone who understands what it takes to win and who can bring consistency to the team. After years of turnover and instability, it's clear that the franchise needs someone who can build long-term success. Crosby himself has expressed how vital it is to have stability in the coaching staff. With Brady now a minority owner of the team, he's in a prime position to influence these decisions. It's clear that he's not just sitting back, he wants to win, and he wants to help lead the Raiders back to greatness. But will his influence be enough to turn things around? Max Crosby has been vocal about his hopes for the future, but with a new coach and GM, will the team's vision align with his ambitions? That's the million-dollar question, and it could determine the direction of the franchise for years to come. Max Crosby is the undisputed leader of the Las Vegas Raiders. On and off the field, he has been the face of the franchise, and his commitment to the team has never wavered. But what about his desire to win? Will the franchise's current direction match his hunger for success? Crosby has been through a lot with this team, from coaching changes to a series of disappointing seasons. But through it all, his dedication to the Raiders has remained strong. He's made it clear that he wants to finish his career in Las Vegas, but he's also not afraid to leave if the team isn't headed in the right direction. He's not just a leader in name. Crosby works harder than most players, putting in year-round effort to be the best. His drive to compete at the highest level is something every Raiders fan can respect. This is a player who genuinely wants to be in those meaningful games, the ones with playoff implications. But will the Raiders' future plans align with his vision for success? Crosby has made it clear that he wants to be part of a winning team, and he's not willing to settle for anything less. His commitment to the Raiders is unquestionable, but the franchise's next moves will determine whether he stays happy in Vegas. Recently, Crosby opened up about his relationship with Tom Brady, sharing that he has known Brady for several years and that they've had multiple conversations. Crosby's excited about the future of the Raiders, especially with Brady's involvement. Crosby said, "I believe in Tom. He came to win, and that's what he's done his whole life." For any Raider fan, that should be music to your ears. Having Brady around isn't just about ownership, it's about having someone who's been through the grind and knows what it takes to win championships. The fact that Crosby and Brady share a connection through Michigan only adds fuel to the fire. Both players have that competitive fire in them, and it seems they're aligned in their vision for the team. Crosby's trust in Brady speaks volumes. If both of them are on the same page, it could mean great things for the Raiders moving forward. Brady's leadership could be exactly what Crosby and the rest of the team need to push for a championship run. There's something special about the Michigan connection between Max Crosby and Tom Brady. Both came from the same college, and that bond seems to go beyond just football. It's about a shared understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest level. For Crosby, Brady's influence is invaluable. Not only has Brady experienced success at the highest level in the NFL, but he's also been part of winning organizations. This experience could help shape Crosby's mindset as the team looks to rebuild. But this isn't just about their shared past at Michigan. It's about a deeper connection between two players who are passionate about winning. Crosby has expressed his admiration for Brady's career, and Brady in turn sees the same fire in Crosby that helped him become one of the best defensive ends in the league. This connection could be the foundation for a new era in Raiders football. If Crosby and Brady can work together to build something special, the team could be on the verge of a major turnaround. Time will tell, but Raider Nation has reason to be optimistic. Crosby's work ethic is second to none. "I work year-round," he says. "I don't just turn it up in April. I put in the effort 365 days a year." That commitment to being the best is exactly what the Raiders need if they're going to succeed in the years ahead. Crosby isn't the type to coast through the offseason. He knows that to get to the top, it takes consistent hard work and dedication. That's the mentality of a true leader, and it's why Crosby is so valuable to the Raiders' long-term goals. His goal isn't just to make the playoffs, it's to play in the games that really matter, the ones with championship implications. He wants to be in the mix for titles, and he's putting everything into making that happen. That kind of commitment is contagious, and it could inspire his teammates to step up their game. As Crosby heads into his 7th season, he knows time is running out to achieve his dreams. But with Brady on board and the Raiders looking to make the right moves this offseason, Crosby's drive could be the spark that ignites the team's return to greatness. The Raiders are at a crossroads, and the decisions made this offseason will set the course for the future. Will the team hire the right head coach? Will the general manager bring in the talent needed to make this team a contender? These questions are crucial, and the answers will determine the team's success moving forward. Brady's influence could be key here, as he understands exactly what it takes to build a championship-caliber team. But will the Raiders listen to his advice? Max Crosby's future with the team is tied directly to these decisions. He's made it clear that he wants to win, and he wants to be part of a team that's capable of competing for titles. If the Raiders make the right moves, Crosby's dream of playing in meaningful, high-stakes games could become a reality. It's all about the vision for the future. The next head coach and GM need to understand what Crosby brings to the table and build around him. If they can do that, the Raiders might just be back on track to reclaiming their place among the NFL's elite teams. One thing that's been frustrating for Crosby is the constant turnover at head coach. It's hard to build any kind of consistency when the coaching staff is always changing. Crosby has seen enough of that over the years, and he's hoping the Raiders can find stability moving forward. Crosby's frustration is understandable. A lack of consistency at the top has been one of the biggest obstacles for the Raiders in recent seasons. It's hard to develop a cohesive team when every year brings a new coaching philosophy and new systems to learn. But despite this, Crosby's commitment to the Raiders remains strong. He's not ready to jump ship, but he does want to see the team take the right steps to move forward. Stability at the head coach position is essential for success, and Crosby knows that. The firing of Antonio Pierce was another reminder of the challenges the Raiders have faced in finding the right leadership. But Crosby hasn't given up hope. He believes in the Raiders' potential, and he's ready to help lead the team back to the top. When Antonio Pierce was let go, Crosby shared his thoughts, admitting that he believed in Pierce as a coach. However, Crosby's commitment to the Raiders hasn't changed. He still wants to see this team succeed. Crosby wasn't thrilled about the firing, but he understands that business decisions have to be made. What's more important is that the team stays focused on the bigger picture, building a winning franchise. Crosby has always been dedicated to the Raiders, and that hasn't changed. His reaction to the news of Pierce's firing reflects his desire for stability. It's clear that Crosby wants to work with a coach who understands what it takes to win. He wants to be part of a team that's heading in the right direction, and that starts with having the right leadership in place. As the Raiders search for their next head coach, Crosby's commitment to the team will be critical. He's one of the few constants on this roster, and his leadership will be key to getting the team back on track. So, what does the future hold for the Raiders? The team has some important decisions to make, and it's up to the new leadership to guide this franchise back to prominence. The good news is that Crosby and Brady are both fully invested in making it happen. Crosby's dedication to the Raiders is unwavering, and with Brady's experience and leadership, the team could be poised for a big turnaround. But it all starts with the right moves this offseason. The hiring of a new head coach and GM will set the stage for what's to come. Raider Nation has been waiting for a championship team, and Crosby's drive, combined with Brady's guidance, could be just what the team needs to finally get there. The future is bright, but the decisions made now will determine how quickly the Raiders can rise again. It's a critical moment for the Raiders, and the entire fan base is ready to rally behind the team. The next chapter is about to unfold, and we're all eager to see what happens. Tom Brady's impact on the Raiders can't be overstated. As a minority owner, he's not just a figurehead. He's actively involved in the decisions that will shape the team's future. His experience and winning mentality could be the difference maker the Raiders need. Brady's leadership in the locker room and on the sidelines is already being felt. He's been there, done that, and he knows what it takes to win championships. Having him in the fold could give Crosby and the rest of the team the boost they need to get to the next level. But Brady's influence goes beyond just football knowledge. His presence alone could inspire the team to work harder, play smarter, and stay focused on the ultimate goal, winning a Super Bowl. Crosby believes in Brady, and that's a huge endorsement for the future of the Raiders. The question now is whether the team can harness Brady's experience and make the necessary moves to surround Crosby with the right talent. If they do, the Raiders could be back in the championship hunt sooner than we think. And now it's time for you, Raider Nation. What do you think about Crosby's commitment to the team? How do you feel about Tom Brady's involvement in the Raiders' future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We're all in this together. This is a crucial moment for the Raiders, and every fan's opinion matters. Do you believe that Crosby and Brady can bring the team back to championship contention, or do you think more changes are needed? Let's get the conversation going. Your thoughts and opinions are always welcome, and I love hearing what you all think about the direction the Raiders are heading in. Whether you're hopeful or cautious, it's clear that everyone wants the same thing: a winning team that can bring a Super Bowl back to Las Vegas. So don't be shy. Drop a comment below and share your excitement, concerns, or predictions for the Raiders' future. We're all part of the same Raider Nation, and it's up to us to support this team every step of the way. Max Crosby and Tom Brady are ready to lead the Raiders back to greatness. With Crosby's commitment to excellence and Brady's proven track record, the future is looking bright. The team is on the verge of something big, and we're all going to be part of it. If there's one thing we know for sure, it's that Crosby isn't going anywhere. He's all in for the Raiders, and with Brady's help, there's no telling how far this team can go. The Raiders are at a turning point, and it's up to the leadership to take them to the next level. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, let's remember that the journey isn't going to be easy. But with Crosby and Brady at the helm, the Silver and Black have the potential to do something special. And with the support of Raider Nation, anything is possible. Stay excited, stay hopeful, and always keep that Raider pride alive. The future is bright, and the best is yet to come. All right, Raider Nation, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow Raider fans. Let's keep this discussion going in the comments. And remember, together, we're all part of the Raider Nation. See you next time, and as always, go Raiders!